Can you feel it? Can you really feel it? Well, I can. That feeling is like we're realising that the season, the F1 season, is about to come to an end. Let's face it, the only thing to really play for now at the moment is Renault and McLaren. Not even McLaren. McLaren are basic. Not McLaren. Renault are basically out of it. Really, it's between Racing Point and McLaren. Renault's probably gone now.
You are finished, dickhead!
And that's it. Drivers' Championship's over. Not like 2016 where you had Rosberg and Hamilton both fighting for the title, the last race. And like the 2013 season, now the 2012 season, when you had 3 teams gunning for the World Championship. Them days are gone. But Mercedes have dominated. Completely dominated. Alright, Max Verstappen just got pole. But that's his first pole of the season.
You're damn right.
We've had 17 races, and that's Max Verstappen's first pole out of the season. Everybody was expecting Paul di Resta to jump out of his seat, start saying, Max, Max, Max. Everybody was waiting for it. Everybody on Twitter was waiting for it. The people in the Sky Sports studio was waiting for it. I was waiting for it, and you was waiting for it. Everybody was waiting for it. But Paul di Resta, bit clever, probably saw my tweet last week. When I said to him, all you do is talk about Max, 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 Max. He was quiet. Didn't really jump out of his seat. Not like he usually does. He just sat there, quiet. Didn't mention Red Bull. Didn't mention Max Verstappen. Didn't mention nobody. Didn't mention Christian Horner. Didn't mention nobody. Because he knows every time he puts his mouth on Max Verstappen qualifying, when the race, it goes wrong. So maybe he's actually thinking to himself, you know what? I listened to Solo P1. I saw Solo P1's tweet. And he said, you know what? I might listen to him. Because Solo P1 seems like a guy who makes sense. He's probably thinking that Solo P1 makes sense. And I can say to Mr. Paul di Resta, of course I make sense. I am the best reviewer on the internet. I might not have the most followers, like I said last week and the week before. I might not have the most followers, but I am the best F1 reviewer. Because I do not chat shit. I will not pretend to be nice or pretend to be this. Nope. Just to get a few viewers on the internet. Just to get a few subscribers on YouTube. A few followers on Twitch. A few likes on Twitter. No. I am going to tell you the way it is. And most of them reviewers, these guys, suddenly start to come on YouTube now because they want to probably think they're going to earn a living. They're coming on YouTube and they all want to be nice. They want to be nice to everybody. They want to be the politically correct. Politically correct. But not me. If someone is dog shit, I will say they are dog shit. And if Lewis Hamilton's not performing, I will say Lewis Hamilton's not performing. I won't stroke his dick. Never going to happen. So if you want something, someone who's going to tell you how it is, this is the channel to come to. Now, qualifying, you know what? I know everybody's to look. I was one of these guys. Well, I was one of the people who came on the internet. I was thinking, I would love George Russell to be in the car this weekend. Really? Seriously, I said it. I said it on Twitter. I said it on my YouTube video last week. On my review, qualifying and race day review. I just thought George Russell, was a due. He should have won last week. And I think he should have had enough of a shot at it this weekend. That's what I thought. Now, we all know Lewis Hamilton's back. If you don't know Lewis Hamilton's back, that means just wise up to the product, okay? Just wise up. Lewis Hamilton's is back. He's back. And he's racing. He's back in his Mercedes. And do I feel a little bit sorry for George Russell? Look, at the beginning I did. I still do. I think, look, at the end of the day, it's not his car. It's Lewis Hamilton's car. And if he's fit and ready to go, yes, 7-time world champion should get in the car. But to me, Lewis Hamilton doesn't look 100%. And it's not just me said it. Crafty said it. Martin Brundle said it. Martin Brundle, to me, him and Ted Kravitz are the only two they're the only two guys on Sky Sports F1 who I really listen to. Channel 4, I love Channel 4. All the guys on Channel 4 make sense. But on Sky Sports F1, they're the only two I listen to. Ted Kravitz and Martin Brundle. Now, both of them said he doesn't look well. He doesn't look well. They said, oh, he doesn't look 100%. No, he doesn't look 100%. So if he's not 100%, he should have stayed at home. I know we got cleared for COVID. He ain't got COVID anymore. I get it. Because you're cleared for COVID, that doesn't mean you're 100% for the race. That doesn't mean. And to me, it doesn't. And that's why I think maybe George Russell should have had another go at winning a race. Because now George Russell, he stumbled back to Williams. Reality's kicking in. Can't get out of Q1. I think he come out of Q1. Sorry. Come out of Q1. He weren't in Q1 till Q2. He didn't make it. So he's back to reality. Back in a dog shit car. And hopefully, what he done last week is going to open Mercedes. He's going to open Mercedes to think, you know what, maybe this is the guy that we need to go alongside Lewis Hamilton. This is the guy that needs to be with Lewis Hamilton, not Bottas. Bottas is, every season, he finishes, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60 points behind Lewis Hamilton. Now, there's rumours going around now that TOTO has been talking to Bottas. Bottas is coming out, like they're talking about his contract and thinking, look, by the end of the season, you got to leave finish within 20 minutes of Lewis Hamilton. 20 points. No, not 20 minutes, 20 points of Lewis Hamilton. Not 60, not 80, not 100 points, because that ain't good enough. Because to me, if Sergio Perez goes to Red Bull, which I still think is going to happen, if Sergio Perez goes to Red Bull and you got Max Verstappen, after Max Verstappen, what he done today, I know it's only one race. But at the end of the day, he's still got something. Red Bull have got something under the sleeve. They might come out next year. Look, Ferrari's going to be fast next year. They're saying that Ferrari's going to have a better car. They're very proud of their engine next year. So they're going to be up there. So you don't want Bottas finishing at 80 points behind Lewis Hamilton. Putting the pressure on Lewis Hamilton to try and get him the points. You got to at least have two guys in points finishing 1, 2, 1. I get it. But we need Bottas to put more points on the table. That's just my opinion. He needs to put more points on the table. And to me, this is where George Russell comes in. George Russell should be number 2. I would take Bottas out of that seat and bring in George Russell today. I'll just say to Bottas, you're not good enough, give him a P45, throw him out and say, do one. Pay him off the year contract with the extra bonuses on top. I'm sure Bottas is going to be all right tonight if he goes on tonight back to his apartment in Monaco. Get rid of him, stick Russell in there, done. But we know realistically that's not going to happen. But next year it could happen. But 2022, George Russell needs to be in that car. That's the latest he needs to be in that car. 2022. Because Russell showed his stuff last week. He embarrassed Valtteri Bottas. And Bottas can turn around and say, look, after Sunday I went home and I didn't read no news. You tried to say that when you went home in the past week, or back to your apartment because it was in Bahrain for a couple of days, you tried to say Bottas. Bottas is basically trying to say he didn't read his phone, he didn't read no messages, he didn't read no messages from his friends, no social media, no nothing. Bullshit. Of course you did. So you could come out in a press conference as much as you want and say, you know what, at the end of the day, right, I didn't read my news, I didn't read no news, so I forgot about it. No. We know it's in there though, Bottas. We know it is in there. You know that you got embarrassed last week in Bahrain by George Russell. The car wasn't even fit for him and he embarrassed him. Simple. And they all know it. It's been on all the podcasts, been all the official F1 podcasts. And Bottas just has to wake up and think to himself, you know what? The only way I'm going to get a chance to stay in this car till 2022 if I start producing on there. And today, he didn't get pole. Lewis didn't get pole. My pick for pole was actually Valtteri Bottas. I thought Bottas would come out firing and think, you know what? I'm going to get pole and I'm going to do it. He did get pole for a little bit and then look what happened. Max Verstappen come out, got the fastest sectors, the fastest middle sector. and he come out and he got the pole position. At the end of the day, he deserved it. If you get pole and you're the fastest, you deserve it. Simple. And Red Bull haven't got the fastest car, but they still managed to pull it. I'm not going to make excuse. I'm just saying. For me, the reason why I got pole, in my opinion, obviously, Lewis has come back. This is just my opinion. Lewis has come back. He's not well. We all know he's not well, and I reckon that's the reason why he got third. I can't remember Lewis Hamilton getting third in qualifying, but he got third today, and I reckon that's because of the time he had off. He had COVID. It took a little bit out of him. He's come back too early, and he didn't get pole. He didn't get second. He come third. So, but Valtteri Bottas, what's his excuse? He hasn't had COVID. He hasn't been out. He's been there. He got embarrassed by Russell last week. Now all of a sudden now he's going to get embarrassed again. Because we know the script. We know how this movie ends. Lights out, and away we go. Bottas gone from second to fifth every time. We know how this movie ends. So if whoever thinks that Bottas is going to win tomorrow they are delusional. They are so delusional. If anybody thinks out there that Bottas has got a chance, and I don't think they have. I can't see it on social media. I can't see people on social media or the news or anything like that thinking that Bottas is going to win tomorrow. George Russell has got a better chance of winning this race tomorrow than Bottas. And that's saying something. Perez is probably going to start from the pits. Perez is definitely going to probably start from the pits. Yeah. And then if he does start from the pits, you know what? Even though Perez is starting from the back, I still think he'll get on pole position. I mean, not pole position. I still think he can get on the podium. I know it's not the same circuit as Bahrain. There's less chances. There's less opportunities of taking over at Abu Dhabi. But don't write off Perez. Remember, he's fighting for his future in F1 as well. All right, he might be coming out and saying, look, oh yeah, I'm at peace. I won the race last week. But if you ask Perez, what would you rather take? A season in F1 next year with Red Bull or that win last week in Bahrain? I guarantee he'd say the win. I guarantee he'd say F1 contract for next year with Red Bull. I guarantee. So, Q1 started. Lewis was struggling. Look, that last curb in turn 20, right? Everybody was struggling on turn 20 at the Abu Dhabi circuit. That curb looks about 6 foot high. It's absolutely huge. At one time, I thought Lewis damaged his floor. Actually, he probably did damage his floor. He's not going to come out and say he's damaged his floor. Everyone's going to go, yeah, excuses. But that could have damaged his floor, and that could have took a bit of downforce out of his car. So, he hits the curbs. Max Verstappen I don't think he hit the curb. Russell hit the curb. Most of the drivers did hit the curb in turn 20. So, we had Hamilton tried to do a fast lap in Q1 and he got it deleted. This was about 10-15 minutes towards the end. Hamilton got his lap deleted. So that was Hamilton out of it. So we had to go for one more stint at the end because that high curb, he caught the curb, his car was all over the place, and the wheels are off the curb, and he got his lap deleted. So that was it. This is during Q1. His engineer said after that incident with the curb, he said, come into the pit, we need to have a look at the car. So he said, all right, and we'll come into the pit and have a look at it. So during Q1, the engineers were looking underneath his car to see if he damaged it. I think they did damage it, because when you see him go on that curb, he saw a few bits come off that floor, because he hit that hard. He misjudged it. And that could be down to his reflexes as well. Because when you get a virus, you get a flu, you get a cold, whatever, yeah, you come back, yeah, and your reflexes are a bit slow, you're not as snappy. Lewis Hamilton said himself, even before the race, I'm not up to my 100%. We'll see how it goes in the race. So he was looking past qualifying, and he's thinking maybe in the race I can try and get back to my best. So qualifying, his mission was probably to himself to see if I can get in the top two, the front row or the second row, and he managed that. He got third. So the engineers were looking at his car. Max Verstappen was got stuck in the car, which was weird. I've never seen that happen before. Maybe Max Verstappen's been working on them weights, eating some of that Bahrain food, because all of a sudden now he was turning one corner. I think it was, don't know what corner it was, and he got stuck. His wrist got stuck. He couldn't turn the wheel properly, so he had to use the left hand to turn the wheel. Because obviously when you're in the car, you start coughing. You're stuck in and maybe done a bit too much weight, bulked up his shoulders, and that's why he couldn't turn it. I don't know. But it's weird. That car is fit for him. This is why the drivers have got to watch the weight. They can't go up, they can't go down. They have got a specific diet. They are world-class athletes. And Max Verstappen, obviously, his shoulders must have got a bit bigger from now to last week in Bahrain because he got stuck. Unless they've done something wrong with the car. Maybe they screwed it on wrong or something. But he got stuck, so he had to use the left hand to steer the wheel. So, yeah, that's all that happened in Q1. The same names come on top, at the top. Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc. So Hamilton was showing speed in Q1. He come first. Second was Bottas. Third was Leclerc. So Leclerc showing a bit of promise again, like he did last week in Bahrain. Like I told you before, the Ferrari car is they're looking like it's going to be good next year. Obviously, it won't be back to its best like there was back in the day, 10 years ago. But they're showing promise. They're not going to be in this position like there was this year. They're not going to be in this position like there was in 2020. Next year, even though the boss of Ferrari, he stepped down because he got sick or something. There's not a lot of details on that, but I know he stepped down. And then you got Pinocchio. He's gone for a couple of weeks because he's got COVID. He weren't even there the last couple of races. He was there last week, but the 2 races before then he wasn't there. Vettel, I don't know where he finished. I don't think he cares. Vettel, yeah. I'll get onto him later. But anyway, yeah. So Ferrari's car looking promising. I think obviously Charles Leclerc, because he's going to be there driving next year. He's got the big contract. I think they're putting most of the upgrades into his car. Vettel they don't really care about. I bet there's a can't wait for Vettel to just leave. Just get out, my team. I don't want you here. You're useless. Even Vettel said on the press conference, yeah, cussing Ferraris. At the end of the day, we failed. We should have beat. He said we would never beat Mercedes. Ferrari failed. He goes, I'm not going to dress it up. So basically, burying Ferrari in the press, and I don't blame him. They have failed. I know he failed as well, but the team failed. It's not. You can't just blame it on the driver. It's not just one. It's not just one aspect. It's not just saying, oh, Vettel failed. The whole team failed, and now they've gone backwards. But Ferrari's showing a bit of promise for hopefully next season. I'd like to see Ferrari again challenging Mercedes and Red Bull. I want to see that. It's good for F1. It is good for F1. I don't want to watch next season, right? I don't want to watch next season Mercedes winning every race. Because no, I don't want that. I do not want that next season. 2021, I do not want to see Hamilton, pole, Mercedes 1-2, 1-2. No, that needs to stop. So, yeah. So basically, we've got Q2. Verstappen was complaining about his medium tyres dropping off. And that was weird as well. Like yesterday, there were some drivers going faster on the medium tyres than it was on the soft tyres, which I thought was a bit weird. But he was complaining about his medium tyres were dropping off. I don't know if he's probably psychology trying to, because I know Mercedes is listening, just like Mercedes know that Red Bull listen to it. Everybody listening to each other on the radio. So we were saying that his medium tyres are dropping off. They'll probably try and throw off Mercedes with their compound. But anyway, I don't think his tyres dropped off at all. He was just saying that. Perez come out in Q2. He didn't need to. We know he's going to start from the back of the grid tomorrow. So he just come out to do one final lap, and he was just doing a final lap to say, that's a nice slow lap to save his tyres, because tomorrow he'll use them tyres tomorrow off, nice fresh. I think it's the medium tyres he's done. Actually, he'll probably start on the soft because he's coming from the back. Maybe. But anyway, yeah, Perez, he just done one lap coming. He's very, very disappointed. He was so high up there after that win last week, and now he's got a penalty that he has to go in the back of the grid. It's a shame. It's a shame. And I think he's still going to be at F1 next year, and I think he'll be at Red Bull in my opinion. That's what I think. So Perez comes out, sets a little time. Antonio Giovinazzi, he was exceeding track limits. Vettel was out in Q2 as well, so that was it. Q2, Vettel was gone. And the 2 Reynolds, which was a big shot. This is when I stopped doing my notes, Mia. That was it, finished. So we knew what was going to happen. The Q3 started. We knew it was either going to be the two. It was going to be the 2 Mercedes and Max Verstappen on the top. Alex Albon didn't come. Alex Albon come 5th, so we didn't actually get 4th. We come 5th, though. That's still a bit behind. Albon is not good enough to be at Red Bull. I've said it week in, week out, week in, week out. Alex Albon is not good enough to be at Red Bull. So, the last sector, we had the last right. I'm coming into the end now, the end of Q3. Hamilton gets fastest lap. He set a nice fastest lap, so I thought, there you go, he's got pole. Bottas beating come top. And then right at the end, Max Verstappen didn't have the good first sector, but second sector, he come out and he banged out the second sector, got the fastest second sector. Third sector was okay, and he came in and he got pole. That threw me off. I never thought Max Verstappen was going to get pole. My favourite for it was Bottas. Because come to qualifying, Bottas is usually good. He's usually good. But this time, Max Verstappen tipped him. So tomorrow, we're going to have Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas on the front row tomorrow. And in the second row, we're going to have Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. Two Brits side by side tomorrow, going into that very, very steep corner. So, I'm going to do the final standings of this. Let's have a look at it. Do the final standings. So we're going to bring it out there. We have races. We got Max Verstappen on pole. Second, Valtteri Bottas. Third, Lewis Hamilton. Fourth, Lando Norris. Fifth place, Alexander Albon. To me, I'm telling you now, Albon is starting off in fifth place tomorrow. But he's not going to finish there tomorrow. I guarantee Albon's going to finish. This is what I'm just guessing. I think he's going to come 6th or 7th. That's just my opinion. I think Carlos Sainz is going to have the better of him. I think Lando's going to have the better of him as well. Daniel Fiat, nah. That was a good result by him coming 7th, Daniel Fiat. But I think tomorrow it's going to be Red Bull, Mercedes, and I think the two McLarens have got a chance to come behind them. And I think because McLaren tomorrow is going to be fighting for position. They want to come third in the constructors, and that's between third and fourth. There's some millions and millions of pounds between the two. Come third and fourth. So I think McLaren, because they're going to have the Mercedes engine next year, they're going to want that extra money. Even though we know they're rich, but they're going to want that extra money to help them out for next season. So I think the battle tomorrow, I think it's going to be the Mercedes at the top with Red Bull, Max Verstappen, and I think the McLarens are going to come behind them. I think Race Report might lose out because Perez is starting from the back, and it's not like Bahrain where Bahrain you can take over. He is a little bit different, but I still think Perez can move up, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Very interesting. The battle tomorrow is in that midfield. So, like I said, second Valtteri Bottas, third place Lewis Hamilton, fourth place Lando Norris, fifth place Alexander Albon, sixth place Carlos Sainz, seventh place Daniel Fiat, eighth place Lance Stroll, ninth place Charles Leclerc, 10th place Pierre Gasly, 11th place Esteban Ocon, 12th place Daniel Ricciardo, 13th place Sebastian Vettel, 14th place Antonio Giovinazzi, 15th place Sergio Perez, 16th place Kimi Räikkönen, 17th place Kevin Magnussen, 18th place George Russell, 19th place Petrol Fittipaldi, and last Nicholas Latifi. So we had Petrol Fittipaldi finishing higher than Nicholas Latifi. Why is Nicholas Latifi still there? He could not be there next year. After next year, that next year is his last season. Trust me. So we're going to look at some interviews that we always do. Sorry if it was a quick one today, but tomorrow hopefully it'll be a bit longer. Hopefully we get a good race tomorrow just to finish off the season. So we're going to have. They're not that long, are they? He says, Max. Oh, we'll have the pole sitter first. Let's have the pole sitter first. See, we've got in. No. Who we got? We've got Valtteri Bottas. We've got Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen's one's all short, so we're gonna go to Lewis Hamilton, third place. Actually, let's get You know what? Let's get the McLaren guys in there as well. As it's the last race of the season, let's get a few more interviews. We're gonna have Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz says the McLaren in a strong position for Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. They are. I fancy the McLaren to come behind Max Verstappen. I think Albon's gonna drop back.
Hello guys.
Yeah, adverts. Not hello guys. You don't care really. Come on.
Hello Carlos, even with the older engine in the car, you still managed to get it close to Lando. That's not the battle that matters. The one that is with the racing points, and critically you're both ahead of them and the Renaults going into tomorrow's race.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very tight all weekend, and suddenly in Q3 I think through Q2 and Q3 we managed to find a bit more speed. Unfortunately I didn't do the best of laps in Q3. But doesn't really matter because honestly to go through Q2 on the medium was already a huge thing for us. And and it puts us in a strong position for tomorrow. It protects us from P11s and people starting on medium. So it's not going to be an easy race tomorrow, but so far the job of the team and what we have done in Q2 has been extremely good, and it puts us in a very strong position for tomorrow.
Do you think about what's at stake tomorrow, or do you just go into it wanting to give your all, to give your best, and pull out whatever you can?
Yeah, no, there's going to be some thinking going on tonight. You know, I think we're going to give it our absolute best, but there's also going to be a lot of strategy, a lot of tactics, you know, going on. So I expect tomorrow a tough battle. I think the racing points in the race, they always come alive, as you saw in Bahrain, and they will put a challenge. But at the same time, if you would have told us before the weekend we would be starting P4 and P6 and one of the cars in the mediums, we would have taken it. So very happy.
So Carlos Sainz very happy about positioning. They should be happy because I think they can make up a lot of positioning. I think Lando can keep Albon behind him, and I think Carlos Sainz can pass Albon as well. Both good drivers. Carlos Sainz going to Ferrari. What a steal for Ferrari. He's one of the best guys on the grid. I've loved him ever since Toro Rosso days. I think Mercedes should have got him, but he never. I think the big mistake Red Bull ever done is getting rid of him. The two biggest mistakes ever done is letting Carlos Sainz go and letting Dan Ricciardo go. So we're going to get on to the next one. Next one is Lando Norris. He says he's smiling for once after a brilliant P4 at Abu Dhabi qualifying. Yep, it's nice to get that smile about Lando. Adverts.
Every year.
There you go.
They're the last one in the pen. You can always tell the driver that's had the best day.
I know, I've been talking way too much.
They're the last one in the pen.
Jesus.
Great job. Hell of a job, man. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm smiling for once on a Saturday. Sometimes I smile on Sunday, but it's my first Saturday I'm really happy about. So good progress for what I feel like I've done today, and especially into Q3 with my approach and so on. So I can be happy with the job I've done, and a very good position for tomorrow. 2/10 off a pole, which is very surprising in the end of the day, but we'll see. We've got a big job tomorrow. I'm on the soft, a lot of people on the medium, so I'm going to be being pushed and being forced into many scenarios tomorrow, but that's for us to think of tomorrow and think of tonight and try and prepare for in the best way possible. But for today and a Saturday, I'm very pleased.
Obviously, it's all about tomorrow, split strategy for the team, and ultimately third place possibly in the constructors at the end of it. Is that something you think of when you go to bed tonight, or do you just keep a clear head?
No, I'm keeping a completely clear head. I think it's a very good position, but we've seen how many times over the last few weekends it kind of doesn't matter where you start in some ways. Even if you get spun around in turn 4 in Bahrain, you can still win a race. So we will see. I think Sergio is going to be on a good one tomorrow, and he's going to be coming through, but we don't have to let that distract us. I think we just focus on our own job, just focus on if they were racing us, and focus on just doing the best race we can, and not think of what we, covering anyone or trying to do anything we wouldn't normally do, because it's where we do it normally. I say normally 1,000 times now. It's where we've done a very good job this year, and we just need to continue to do that into this final race and not make any judgments or do anything stupid. So we'll see.
So he's talking about Perez saying, we know Perez is going to come through. Perez is coming from the back. He's starting from the back, and they said he's not worried about Perez, but why mention him? If you're not worried about Perez coming through from the back, you don't need to mention him. Carlos didn't mention him, but Lando did. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Now we have Lewis Hamilton. Didn't get with Lewis Hamilton. He said he didn't gel with the W11, and he didn't put a decent lap together. There you go.
Every year, crowds.
Yeah.
Car looked nimble as anything today as you were throwing it around the track. That was a gutsy lap you threw in today.
Oh no, it definitely wasn't very nimble. The car was really, really not happy today. and we definitely didn't gel together, I would say. So it was a real battle to put any laps together. But honestly, I don't think I put a decent lap together through the entire, apart, not even actually the first one. It was quite close the first one, but then I had that wide moment, and so yeah, not the best of qualifyings, but it's okay. I'm as I said, I'm grateful to be here and give it everything I got tomorrow.
And you've got a number of laps to make up for it tomorrow, as you say, to make amends in the race. If you haven't got the greatest car for qualifying, have you got a good one for the race?
We really don't know. We didn't get any long runs yesterday. Oh, that sound is just so good, man. I mean, oh, it's the greatest sound of a racing car ever. I hate that they got rid of it. Yeah, I really don't know how the cars could be tomorrow. If I'm really honest, I made a change going into P3, I think it's P3 or P2, and I went back on these changes going into qualifying, and it was not good. So I think it'll be interesting tomorrow. At the end of the day, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's going to be definitely hard to beat whoever's on, to beat Max and to beat Valtteri, but when there's a will, there's a way.
You hear him? I didn't really listen to what he said, but I'll just listen to the part where that great sound of the V10, V12 cars coming past. You hear that great sound. That is Formula One, and he's saying he hates that they got rid of it. But they got rid of it to bring the hybrid engines in. With Mercedes 6 world titles. So if they wouldn't have brought it in, you wouldn't know what. I know what he's saying though. He would love to have the hybrid era, but with that sound, I get it. I know what he's saying, because that sound is Formula One, and they're trying to get it back. Hopefully, the next couple of years to see what happens. So, Valtteri Bottas. Bottas gave everything for Abu Dhabi pole. Got it to miss out. We'll see.
Hello guys.
Toto said give it everything. He gave it everything, all you've got, and it just, that guy out of absolutely nowhere. But your lap looked great, man.
Yeah, I gave it everything. I think on this kind of track, when you have 21 corners or something, it's, yeah, you can always find a couple of hundreds. So yeah, of course your gut set not to get the pole, but I think ultimately today Red Bull was a lot better on the soft tire. Like I told you yesterday, that we really struggled to extract more from the soft and the medium, and today was, I think we did steps forward, but it was not quite good enough, and it was pretty worrying after FP3 when we saw the gaps, but I think we made an improvement, but not enough.
And I guess the benefit going into tomorrow is that the soft really doesn't appear to be a usable race tyre anyway.
Yeah, we definitely are happy to start on the medium tyre. It has been feeling good all weekend in our car, so I still expect we have a strong race car and a strong race pace. It's still the same car we've had all season, so no doubt we're going to be fighting for the win.
I agree. I think they're going to be a 1 and 2 tomorrow, Mercedes. I know it's not going to be popular around social media, but yeah, that's the way it's going to be. Max probably got pole, yeah. But when it comes to the race pace, you know, we know where it's going to go. So we've got Max Verstappen, the pole sitter. Max Verstappen, he didn't expect to fight for pole at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
He won. Mega job, man. Huge lap.
Yeah, it was very nice. I didn't expect to really fight for pole, but you know, to sit there and yeah, very satisfying. And at least have one pole this year with the dominance they had. Yeah, very pleased for that.
That is today. What of tomorrow?
Gonna give it all I have. You know, try to have fun out there. Of course, they will have, you know, 2 cars behind me to try and put me under pressure, but it's fine. Like I said, I'm just gonna enjoy it, and hopefully we can do the same tomorrow.
So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's going to be interesting, but I thought it's going to be a Mercedes 1 and 2. Now, that's the wrap. That's me wrapping up now the Formula 1 2020 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix review. It's the last qualifying review of the season, and yeah, Christmas is around the corner. Talking of Christmas, just before I'd done this review, Father Christmas was outside my house. There was a guy outside, I don't know who he was. He had the two gnomes at the front to do no. They weren't even dressed as elves, they were just dressed as flipping bin men. Like bin men. He had Father Christmas on his big sleigh with the lights outside my house. I just took a video footage of it. I'll put it on social media later. It was amazing. But anyway, that's a wrap. That's me signing out. I'm going to leave you with the whole lap from Max Verstappen. Yeah, and that's it. That's me signing out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. Yeah, all notifications are going to be below. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch. I'll leave all links below. And yeah, that's me signing out. Signing out. Solo P1. Signing out. I'm gonna disappear now, no? That's what I was supposed to do. Disappear. There you go. So I'm gonna play Max Verstappen's pole lap.
Hello guys.
Pole position, that's a statement right there. Excellent job.
Yes! Come on, boys!